I think I speak for most people when I say that Transformers Animated has easily had the best modern reinterpretations in generations. Every figure based off that series has been a near home run. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Prowl, the Motormaster, and even an Autotrooper who I really wish would get a solo reissue at some point down the line instead of being exclusive to the Troop Builder pack. All of these are excellent, and I have really high hopes for the future of new animated figures, especially once they get around to doing the main Decepticons. I need a new animated Blitzwing, Lugnut, and Shockwave. Hey, so editing Peyton here. Animated wreck-gar just got announced like 4 days ago as of me recording this, so I might as well give my thoughts on it. That being that I frickin' called it! I knew it was going to be a Trash Master retool. I don't know, it looks fine. It's probably the weakest of the modern animated figures, but that isn't really saying much because they're all pretty good. I might pick this up if I see it in stores, but as for now, I'm undecided. Still waiting on salvage. The most recent figure to come out of the animated portion of Generations is the focus of today's video. A character who up until this point has never had a figure made of them, despite being more than deserving of one. That being Age of the Prime's Wasp. No, I will not be calling him Fugitive Waspinator like the box has labeled him. This is prior to him becoming a techno-organic abomination, ergo, he's Wasp, not Waspinator. Anyways, on to the actual figure. It's amazing. What more can I say? The design is almost the spitting image of the dude. Sure, there are some details missing, but they're so minor that I can live without them. And the color scheme, oh my god, the color scheme. It's gorgeous. This might be within my top 5 favorite Transformer color schemes. Phthalo green with lime and dark purple accents. I love it. Really, there's only one complaint I have with this figure's look. That being his insignia. Why the hell does he have a Decepticon logo? If you haven't seen Animated, then I highly recommend you click off this video and go watch it. The show is much better if you go in not knowing what I'm about to talk about. Despite what some people would like you to believe, Wasp is not and never was a Decepticon. He was an Autobot. When he was incarcerated, he had his Autobot insignia removed by Sentinel, where he would then have a blank rub sign for most of the show. It was only after he was turned into Waspinator that he gained a Decepticon insignia. Despite blackarachnia no longer being associated with the Decepticons and her only wanting to use Wasp to see if she could undo her own techno-organic dilemma, don't know why she felt the need to have her machine brand its creations with a Decepticon logo, as that seems a little arbitrary, but hey-ho, what do I know. Either way, this reminds me of how in RID 2015 they made it so basically any petty criminal was labeled as a Decepticon, despite having zero association with the faction. It almost feels like revisionist history. Wasp was a tragic character, a victim who suffered injustice after injustice. Sure, he was an asshole, but so was Ironhide, and yet you don't see him being labeled as a follower of Space Hitler. Moving on, the head sculpt is spot on. Funnily enough, the cancelled Wasp figure that was meant to be in the animated toy line just had Bumblebee's exact head sculpt, so I'm glad that they didn't do the same with this figure. As for posability, head can rotate, though the ball joint is a little stiff, and has a lot of up. Shoulders are very limited, being unable to fully rotate and having limited range out to the side. You are still able to pose him fine, it just takes a little of getting used to, as they aren't like the shoulders of any other figure I've ever handled. Bicep swivel, and depending on where you bend his elbow, he either has slightly more than 90 degrees of bend, or a lot more than 90 degrees of bend. Waist and thigh swivel, legs that go out a good amount in all directions, and finally he has a heel down and a minuscule ankle tilt. Overall, it's pretty good. There are some things that are a little odd in places, but once you get used to them, you realize just how fun and expressive this figure truly is. On to accessories, which are probably the weakest part of this whole figure. The rockets are fine. They feel a little out of place on Wasp, considering these were something only possessed by Bumblebee, but they're a fine addition nonetheless. But then we have his stingers, and my god, these suck. I get it. You wanted both him and Bumblebee to be able to do the thing where they combine their two stingers together like in the show. Unfortunately, not only did both of them tend to just use them individually, but also, in my opinion, the combined mode looks really dumb, and because the combined mode for some reason took priority, now you can't use them individually without it looking stupid. Thankfully, I have seen some add-ons online that fix this issue, which I will probably get at some point after making this video, but for now, these are stupid, and I don't know how the designers looked at this and thought this was acceptable. Transformation is quite fun. It's a little finicky in some areas, but in general, it's pretty enjoyable. The end result is a very nice little vehicle mode. You can attach the rocket booster to the back, which, while I did say was more of a Bumblebee thing, I'll admit that it still looks really cool on this figure. In the end, I highly recommend this figure. It is an amazing representation of a character we have desperately needed a figure of for a long time. Now all we need is a repaint of this in his original Autobot deco, and a Voyager-class figure of animated Waspinator in order for us to forever display this man's fall from grace in physical form. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Who are you? I'm you in a couple of decades or so. Really? Jeez, what happened? What is that supposed to mean?